I'm often asked what it's like in my nighttime world, and the only way I can describe it is when I go to sleep, I'm like Doctor Who. I can travel backwards and forwards in time and space and see things that other people can't. My whole life at the moment is geared to better understanding this and developing ways where we may be able to get more information and prevent people dying in terrorist attacks.
Chris's claims are so extraordinary that he was unable to find anyone in the UK prepared to take his premonitions seriously. So in 2001, he approached a renowned psychiatrist at the University of Arizona, Professor Gary Schwartz. Initially, Schwartz was highly skeptical.
And my first question was Christopher Robinson insane? Is this a delusional man who's semi-paranoid and is simply just inventing a whole series of misperceptions and self-deceptions? And then he said that he would like to come to America if I would just give him the time to be able to let him show under controlled conditions that what he did was for real. And so we did this, what we call 10-day in Arizona experiment.
I should go to university if I live long enough and become clever.
Over the course of 10 consecutive nights, Schwartz asked Chris to dream about an unknown location to which he would be taken the following day. Chris was challenged to identify the main features of each mystery location before he visited them.
And the further along we went, the more powerful the evidence was, and also the more unbelievable the evidence was.
This is a bottle of champagne, isn't it?
Yes, but let me tell you that.
By the end of the Arizona experiment, Professor Schwartz believed that Chris's premonitions had successfully identified the outstanding features of each of the 10 locations.
And the world will believe me one day.
The history of research on dreams is mostly of either a psychological nature or a biological nature. Psychological nature is where dreams are seen as a way of processing information that is difficult for us to deal with in waking life. Then there is the biological explanations that the dreams are a side effect of rapid eye movement sleep, and there's various biochemical mechanisms that are associated with dreams.
But nothing in conventional dream research quite prepared Professor Schwartz for his encounter with Chris. It has led him to develop a controversial new dream theory.
There's this other area which deals with the energetic and even more spiritual aspects of dreams, that if there are psychic capabilities where we can receive intuitively information from invisible realms, then the dream state becomes a state where our rational mind has been shut off. And so therefore, we're potentially open to receiving information, but it's a way for this information to, if you would, safely enter consciousness. And of course, Christopher Robinson is an example of someone who came to discover that his dreams were potentially meaningful.
But it was during the experiment that Chris had a dream that would totally change the way that Professor Schwartz thought about precognitive dreaming. The date was Saturday, the 8th of September, 2001.
A few days into the Arizona experiment officially taking place, Christopher reported in the bar at the hotel, so multiple people heard this, that he had a nightmare. And he described this nightmare, that he saw planes were crashing into tall buildings and that thousands of people were dying. And frankly, I forgot about it. It wasn't part of the experiment. But when Christopher went home, he continued to have these dreams, and they continued to develop. And then 2 or 3 days later, 9/11 occurs. When that happened, I was personally, if you would, traumatized, not just by the horrific nature of the event, but that someone that I knew who came to me for help was getting information that if we had been able to know about it ahead of time, could have potentially prevented it.